And then this back corner is always hard to see. Ooh, see how far outside I was? This is one of the tracks where it's good to use the behind the car view to then do like a track walk. This is how you get to see what the actual topology of the track is like. Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. VRC Racing. This will be week 4 of the VRC Ontario Winter Series 2021. Going to a new track. This one is Padova IBR. So I haven't really done any practice runs yet. I have a slight remember of this way this track runs from when we did VRC last year in early 2020. It has a lot of elevations in like bowl areas, and sight lines are not very good on this track. I've set up a mod car based on the same Matt Stacy setup that I've been using, which if I show you the setup, whoops. So if I show you the setup sheet here, it's that same one where we've got 10,000 weight oil in the front, 9,000 in the center, 4,000 in the rear. This is all the same setup stuff. I'm just going to go out there and see how we do. I think it's going to be really overpowered with the 2050 kV motor. The only other changes that I've made is tires, tire compound. I went to the AKA Gridiron. Why is it? It always reselects when you go in. It messes you up. It should show you what you have set. I had Gridiron 2 soft set. Gridiron 2 soft. Gridiron 2 soft. Okay. For rear wing, I'm trying the aero speed low. So let's do a practice session. I'm going to practice alone, practice now. I haven't even gone into the event yet. I just know that this is the track we're on. And so I haven't laid down any times yet. I haven't practiced at all. I'm a little bit behind this week.
Enjoy your racing.
So let's just do it. Let's just go around and see. So I'm going to drive it fairly cautiously, but try and do it as quickly as I can. Like I mentioned, sight lines are pretty poor in this, and it's almost like you're in a bowl or you're in a trench through this whole course, because where the pipe is elevated to where the track is, which is really weird, especially down in this little section here for your own depth perception. And then this back corner is always hard to see. Ooh, see how far outside I was? This is one of the tracks where it's good to use the behind the car view to then do like a track walk, so that you can get a sense of what
left
this. Whoa,
140.79
What
seconds.
was that? First run 40 seconds. I think some people are doing mid 30s. Best of the best is probably mid 30 then. Like a 35 would be pretty darn fast. Doesn't feel that bad. I'm just have to get used to where to turn in, where to slow down. I think I am going to go into a slower motor because this is the 2050. So I'm going to go down to the 1900, and then if it still feels like it's too quick, because I'm only using maybe 5% of my throttle to get around this track right now, and like I'm just barely touching it, except for on a straightaway where you can go full throttle, but then you got to brake to make this corner.
42.96
2 seconds slower.
seconds.
Gonna go around here. We'll do one more lap and then I'll stop and I'll make some changes. Let's see if I can get you a clean lap. I'm still driving very cautiously. But a little bit of this track is some muscle memory from last time. I remember you let off, turn in, go slow around there. I keep feeling like every week I'm telling everyone to go slow, but that's literally what you have to do to race. Is it's about where you're going slow so you don't lose too much time. Whoa, tuck in. This should be a pretty good lap.
Lap 3, 38.46
38.
seconds.
Third lap out, 8% track record. We'll just make some tweaks, see how we get on from there. Also, my pit area has changed a little bit. It's hard to see, but Genze's pit towel. Check it out. I haven't raced anymore, but I'm just kind of curious on what people are doing. So we're 1 or 2 days away from, we're 1 day, 2 hours away from qualifications closing. I haven't entered in any times yet. This is for mod. We're going to go to web results, and I just want to see what are people doing as their best laps. And Kevin Tyler is currently holding TQ, 7 laps in 4:05, and he is doing 34-second laps. 34.6 is his best. And Brian Nesbitt is in second position, and he is doing also 35 second laps. So if I can shave off 2 or 3 seconds, I think my best lap out of that second run was 38 seconds. So I'll save a couple seconds. We'll see if I can play with these guys. One other thing you can do, which I haven't done in any of the prior weeks, is that you can download the ghost cars of their run for your practice. And the practice doesn't count as one of your qualification attempts. So I'm going to do that. I'm downloading their ghosts and I'm going to race against them and see how are their lines doing while I'm live doing it instead of watching a replay. Anyway, we'll see if that helps me out this week. Okay, at risk of making you sick here, I'm going to show you a follow cam view. How you do that is F2 cycles through your driver positions. Normally I would race from rostrum, which is a driver position, and you can cycle through with F3 your positions. F3 cycles through your standing positions. I think I liked it in 3. Then you go F2, and then you can hit F3 to cycle through, and we want to do a follow D. And this is how you get to see what the actual topology of the track is like. It's like doing a track walk. And so you can see how the whole track is like you're in a trench. You're pretty much under the pipes the whole time. And so that's why it's very important that you don't go to the outside on this track, because then you're going uphill and it really unsettles the car if you're outside of the middle section of the track, because just like that, you're in a big hole. And man, this is probably looking pretty faster doing it this way. Oh, if I hadn't screwed that up.
Lap 4, 44.42.
Right, back to the pit lane.
All right, I just ran my first qualifier, official qualifier, 36, 37, 36, 37, 38, 39, 37 in reverse order. But camera view wise, I found that rostrum doesn't have a good sight line for me on this. And I'm now using TV Cam 10, which is more of like
Your
a higher
result
up
is
near the rafters run.
laps
So
in
let's see
4
how I
minutes
placed
and
after my first out of 5 qualifier attempts
seconds.
in the whole pack. With 1 day left in qualifying, we'll see where I landed first attempt. So I had a couple of slower laps. I didn't get any marshals. Any errors I was able to self-correct. And I'm currently in spot 12. So I've still got 4 more chances. I know I can get faster. I'm going to keep at it, and I'll come back to you when we get there. So right now I'm just practicing spec, and I just wanted to show you that roll over. That's another thing. You can't really touch a pipe ever on this track, or you will roll over or crash severely. So you always have to stay off the pipe. This is spec buggy, and the setup is quite a bit different. It's quite a bit looser than on mod, at least based on how my setup is. Just like that, like, ooh, just touch the pipe, roll over. The rear wing makes a humongous difference in stock. And I've tried them all, and I think this one is the Goldilocks wing. This one is the Team Associated RC8 wing. I've tried the other one. Other ones, I've tried the high downforce, the low downforce, the biddy design, the
lap 7, 61.05 seconds.
That's by far my worst lap time because I stopped to talk to you. But you can see how it wails it wags its tail around a little bit. With a low downforce wing, it spins out. With a high downforce wing, it doesn't rotate at all. And with this RC8 one, it's the sweet spot where it rotates a little bit, but then it catches itself and you can keep on the power. Whoa, that was a little bit too much. But yeah, it tends to have quite a bit of oversteer in spec on Padova.
Lap 8, 40.3 seconds.
But you can see on lap 3, I did a 38.3 in spec. So, and lap 6, I did a 37.0. So if I concentrate with this setup, I can do 37-second laps. That's pretty good. Other thing was the driver stand view. So like I mentioned, I usually race from rostrum on all the other race events, and this is a driver stand view. It's supposed to be simulating you standing on a driver stand position. You can rotate around them by hitting F3, so that's position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and spot 10. This is the only track that I've played on VRC so far where I actually like one of the other views for racing without it feeling like it's cheating. That's going F2 until you get to a TV cam, and then all the TV cams are usually low where you can't really see the whole track very well, except for 10. 10 is almost on the roof. And so I really like driving in TV Cam 10 on Padova IBR. I think that's the best view you can get, because one of the hardest things to see on this track is the elevation changes, because all of the lanes are like a valley, and it's that far left corner. It's very difficult to see from any of the driver stand positions. So I think this is a little bit better, where you can see how deep that is, and you come up, and even though the car disappeared, I knew where it was, and I can position myself for this section way easier than any other view. So that's a little tip for if you ever race on this track again, try TV Cam 10.
Lap 9, 100.
I like it. Here's my first qualification run in Spec Buggy. You can see how consistent I was. 38.5, 38.8, 38.3, 38.4, 37.7, 37.5, 37.7. Pretty darn good. And so I can shave off a second here or there. And let's just see how I stand in Spec Buggy after my first qualification attempt out of 5. And I'm sitting in position 11. So I'm going to keep working on that, see if I can move up into the top 10. Ooh, Spec did not... So Spec didn't turn out that great. My first one was my best, and then I didn't like my second. I canceled out. My third one, I got just clipped just before the end of the 6th lap, so I couldn't get onto the 7th. Another DNF, I didn't like that one. Too many marshals, and then run 7, pretty good up until the very last lap, where I got 2 marshals, and yeah, that lost me that 10 seconds that I needed. Oh well. Okay, let's see how we do in mod now. Okay, MOD Buggy, I just finished qualification attempt 4 of 5, and I had a pretty good run. I ran a totally different setup though. I went back to the base Worlds car setup with a couple of cosmetic and steering angle changes and a couple other tweaks. I'll show you the setup later if it ends up being the faster version of the 2 mod setups I've been trying. But 7 laps, worst lap was lap 4, 42nd laps. All the rest of them were good, and I got my best lap yet in lap 6 of 36.3 is the fastest I've been able to go out of anything yet. I know that you can try and shave another second or 2 off of that, but that's my personal best so far. Run 2 was still my best out of the 3, so lap 3rd attempt I just did, it wasn't as good. I'm getting tired now, I think I'm just gonna quit out. I'll show you the setup though, the world setup, as it's quite a bit different. The music just went crazy. So here's the world setup with my twist on it, and I don't even remember what I've changed. I probably went to maximum punch, dialed up steering lock to 40 degrees, probably oils have changed in the shocks a little bit, but that's what I feel like is faster if I don't overdrive it on Padova. And that's with the Gridiron 2 soft wheels, associated buggy wing, and the buggy body by Biddy Design. I'm just going to do a quick practice lap. Just before we close this out, I'm just going to show you a quick practice lap of the world setup on mod to show you how it differs. It's interesting how different approaches work with this track, because you can take a 1450 kV motor and then really just take it easy around there, or you can do something like this where you've got a little bit more suspension travel, a lot more motor, and it feels way looser with the lighter diff oils for sure. So you can make it stick with the heavier type suspension, or you can go for this like XR8 world setup, which I find it does this section way better, the world setup. The other ones feels really slow through there.
Lap 1, 39.06
39 second first lap. Let's see if
seconds.
I can do a quick little 36 here, if I can keep it clean. That section I'm just breathing on the throttle, just barely. Even for that too, just enough to clear it, get it on the down, then a little break up the hill, then try and turn in. I go full throttle on this black stuff. My line was off there, but that just flings you down into here. This, you have to be careful about where you are in relation to the pipes, because it's a little bit of a blind area. That's why I like this TV View 10. Get you up higher so you can see it. Full throttle, brake, turn.
Lap 2, 37.43 seconds.
37.43. One more. Nah, I hit it. All right. Let me show you where I am in the standings, because I'm getting tired. We're going to shut this qualifier down. And I've got a couple more attempts, but I'll do them offline, and then I'll show you where I land after in 2 days anyway. So I'm currently holding 12th in mod, and that's where I'm at. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. as I've been doing this, the mains video of the replay of my best run will be coming up next.